I don't know about you, it's sort of crazy to pre-order a tablet and then wait a whole month to get it. But here we are with the new OnePlus Pad 3. The price seems to keep going up, this time at $699. Unless of course you have a trade-in. Storm Blue is the only color option. It's got 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. It also comes with 2 freebies where you can choose between the smart keyboard, folio case, and the OnePlus Stylo 2. It's one of the few tablets right now that have the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Still pretty thin though at 5.97 millimeters. It also has Wi-Fi 7, which is good to see. It's got a 12,140 milliamp hour battery, up to 80 watt fast charging. It's got a 13.2 inch LTPS LCD display at 3392 by 2400 resolution, up to 144 Hz refresh rate, and 600 nits brightness. Comes with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. You get 3 years of major software updates, which I think could be better, but you get 6 years of security updates, which is actually pretty good. As you can see, really nice build quality. Definitely a little bit boxier on the edges versus the previous OnePlus tablet. I like how they did the camera and flash on the back as well. Just has a cleaner look to it. Even though it's a pretty large tablet, it feels really thin and lightweight. Pogo pins down here on the bottom. Volume buttons on the right hand side. You can see just how thin the bezels are all the way around. You've got password and face unlock. Pretty strange that there's no fingerprint scanner. Of course it has Gemini as the assistant. Looks like it's on gestures by default. Of course you can change it to 3-button navigation as well. You can also choose between auto, standard, or high for the refresh rate. It's only using about 21 gigabytes of the 256 available. I feel like that's pretty standard. I think the wallpaper actually looks pretty good on here. Definitely took some inspiration from Apple. I like that you've got different colors of the default wallpaper as well. And of course, a lot of other ones to choose from. Nice and clean design here on the lock screen as well. To me, the screen quality looks really good on here. It's got nice contrast, seems plenty bright enough, good viewing angles as well. For some reason, this is only Widevine L3, which only plays up to SD playback resolution. Kind of strange considering the price and the size of this tablet. I'll be curious to see if they can change that in a software update. Of course, you've got the dock down here at the bottom, app shortcut over to the left. Looks like they're doing something pretty similar to Samsung where you can keep all the notifications and quick settings together or separate. I feel like it's a little simpler when they're all together. Obviously, that's going to be personal preference. You've got the Google Discover newsfeed left of the home screen. I gotta say, this might be the cleanest looking software I've seen on a OnePlus product yet. You can see they do have a few extra apps from OnePlus, but most of these are the ones from Google. You can even customize the transition style. You can actually customize quite a bit of stuff on here. You can choose which icon shapes, sizes, rounded corners, just a lot of stuff that you can customize. Also has a smart sidebar, somewhat similar to Samsung. Of course, you can add shortcuts to pretty much any app on your tablet. Probably can't see in this video, but the Stylo 2 actually has some nice texture on it. It gives you pretty good grip when using it. The shape, size, the hard tip on it feels very similar to an Apple Pencil. Snaps right onto the side or the top of the tablet. Also has some pretty similar features to the new Apple Pencil Pro, like double tap to switch between tools. Swipe from the top right corner to create a note. There's also presentation mode, screen off note, and of course scribble to text. Actually feels like really nice quality when drawing or taking notes. Again, feels very similar to the Apple Pencil. Seems to have good pressure sensitivity as well. You've also got the taskbar down at the bottom to quickly switch between apps, or if you just want to drag apps up to go into split screen mode. If you look at the Geekbench scores, it's actually pretty impressive compared to most other tablets that I've tested, pretty much across the board. Now I just tested PUBG Mobile and Asphalt Legends Unite, but not a huge surprise. This is going to play pretty much all the games in the App Store without too much issue. So definitely a nice option for gaming. As long as you don't mind the larger screen, it will be a little bit harder to reach stuff on the screen. But if you're using a controller, it's just really nice to play games on a large display like this. It's got a 12,140 milliamp hour battery, up to 80 watt fast charging. You will notice the more iPad-like aspect ratio stereo, which I think looks pretty good. You may just have bigger black bars on the top and bottom when watching movies or YouTube videos, similar to what you see on iPads. I also ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, and it lasted about 8.5 hours, which is pretty good considering the size of this tablet. So it should last a couple days with the mixed use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. You've also got a quad speaker setup with 2 on each side. I think the speakers are plenty loud enough on here. I'll have to do a closer comparison, but I feel like the speakers on the older versions might actually sound a little bit better. But here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. There's a 13 megapixel rear facing camera, 8 megapixel on the front. Inside the camera app, you've got night, video, photo, selfie. Under more, you've got pano, time lapse, and document scan. You can shoot up to 4K 30 frames per second for video recording. I feel like the shutter speed on here is pretty decent, and the photo quality looks good in my studio lighting. But here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of what to expect on the new OnePlus Pad 3. I think photo and video quality is actually pretty good on here compared to other tablets I've tested. So you could use this for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls if you need to. Keep in mind the front facing camera is only 1080p resolution, where it's 4K on the back. Overall, this is a pretty impressive tablet. It's nice and large, but still pretty thin. It's easily one of the most powerful tablets that I've tested on the channel so far, but it's also one of the smoothest as far as software goes that I've seen on any OnePlus product. So I could see some people choosing this over Samsung or an iPad. To me, the only downside to this tablet is only 3 years major software updates, so not quite as good as Samsung or Apple. Although 6 years security updates definitely helps. Of course, I'll be doing several comparisons with this tablet, hopefully here soon, so keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.